Hello. Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Okay, if you can see me, can you say hi? Okay, okay. I see it's in the chat section. Hi, guys. So welcome. My name is Victory, and it's nice to meet you. Hi, Sharon. Hi, John. Hi, Mohini. Okay, so let's get straight to it. Oh, hi, Fe. Okay, so if we can start, if you guys are ready for me to start, just say ready. So I just go ahead. Awesome. Okay, so just like I said, I'm Victory. I've said hi to you guys in the chat section, and I'm 16 years old. And today we're going to be talking about innovation. Now, innovation is something that everybody wants to do. We all want to be innovators, and I'll say I consider myself an innovator. Innovation is not magic. It is not. It is a process. Okay, and I'm going to be taking you through that process step by step, how to innovate, how to come up with their own ideas and solutions to problems. An example of how I've been an innovator was last year. I entered this challenge called Technovation, and it's basically an app building challenge. And a team of girls and I, my friends, we built this app for a competition. It was a lot of work, but we got as far as being the African regional winners. Okay, you guys are following? Awesome. So it was kind of stressful and it was a process. That's me, by the way. I'll quickly like to show you what the idea was about. So I'll play this video for you quickly. Can you hear the video, guys? Okay, if you can't hear the video, that's fine, but you can see the visuals. So I'll just quickly explain what it is so we don't waste too much time. Okay, so I'm seeing that you guys can't hear the video, but it's fine because it's going to take some time to set up the audio. But I'll quickly explain. So, like you saw in the video, there was a person who parked his car and then he left and came back and found out that somebody had parked behind him. In Nigeria, this is a common problem. I'm sure most of us here are from Nigeria, so we know the problem of vehicle obstruction. Imagine going to the market with your mom, you get down from the car, you get into the market, you buy something, and then only to come back and realize that there's somebody that's parked behind you. And now you can't get out, you can't go home, you can't go and cook whatever it is you want to cook with your mom. And it's honestly a problem. So my team and I, that was the problem we wanted to solve. And we started like this. So we started ideating. And look at us, we look tired, we look stressed out. So how did we go from this to this? It was innovation. It was innovation that got us happy from being sad. Now, let's move on. What is innovation? How do you do it? Everybody's always saying, I want to be an innovator. Innovation is important to move the world forward, but I don't really know how to do it. That's why I'm here for you. Innovation has a 5-step guideline, a skeleton, a framework. Are you guys following? Just want to know that you're with me. So innovation is a 5-step process, and this process is called design thinking. So design thinking is like innovation's skeleton. Think of it as a framework. Think of it as what makes innovation stay or makes innovation exist, if that makes sense. Empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. Don't worry about memorizing it now. I'll explain in a bit. So, okay, yes, you are following. So, what exactly is innovation? Is a process for solving problems and creating ideas. Now, this seems like a lot of grammar, but that's what it is. If you want to take on the task of design thinking, you already have a problem and you want to provide a solution to it. Now, there's a focus on people. I'm going to emphasize this throughout this presentation. People, people, people. Innovation is people-centered. You can't innovate, you can't take on design thinking without having people at the center or at the heart of the entire process. Because who are you innovating for? People, not yourself, but people. I have an acronym for you. I hope this makes you laugh, by the way. To remember the 5 steps in design thinking, every day I pull trousers. I know it's random and it's probably weird, but it was funny to me and it helped me remember the 5 steps, which translate to empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. If you see me like looking this way often, it's because I'm following your chats, by the way. So just remember, every day I pull trousers. And that's a way of remembering the 5 steps that it takes to create an innovation. Now, remember I said that design thinking is something you have something you use to create a solution, to bring a solution to a problem. You already have a problem. But what if you don't have a problem? You can't take on design thinking because you don't have a problem, and the solution is something that responds to a problem. So quickly, before we delve into design thinking, I want you guys to do something with me. I'm going to explain a brainstorming exercise that I do to brainstorm ideas. So just quickly listen to this, then I'll want you in the chat section to give me just 1 or 2 people to give ideas. Now, this brainstorming isn't actually part of design thinking, but we are here to just find tips on how to find a problem that you would then prefer a solution to. First of all, I like to say brainstorming is underestimated. Most people skip this. Most people don't do brainstorming as well as they should. And it really affected my team last year because we had to keep going back and back and back because our brainstorming was a bit shabby, but we overcame it. So don't fall victim to, yeah, everyone has problems. Debbie, I see your comment. So the first thing I'd like to advise is embrace the idea of Ubuntu. Take that away. Ubuntu is a concept I recently learned of, and it means I am because you are. Be an empathetic person. You have to get rid of the notion that life is about you. You exist, you coexist with others. So be someone that's that's not a word, humanified, but you care about humanity a lot. You find your personhood in other people's personalities, in other people's joy. So don't be about yourself. Then try joining a competition, a hackathon that helps innovate. It worked for me and it was what pushed me a lot to come up with ideas, just being part of a challenge. So the next 4 are brainstorming exercises. You can think of a person. If nobody comes to mind, just think of a place. I'm not saying think of a person with a problem, just think of a person. Think of a place, or imagine that you're taking a walk around your environment. Or if you know any of the Sustainable Development Goals by the United Nations, there's 17, end poverty, gender equality, and all those. Keep that in mind. I want to share you my brainstorming exercise, and then I want 2 people in the comment section to do the same. So for me, I'm someone that likes problems that people go through. So SDGs seem vague to me. They're big problems, but I like small problems. So the first thing is the people I thought about were students at my school. So this is me brainstorming a problem. Students at my school. Now, what about them? We get thirsty and dehydrated a lot because we know Nigeria is hot. Nigeria is very hot. So we get thirsty all the time. Then why should this be considered something that is a problem in quotes? We didn't have water dispenser in my school, which was a basic necessity. We really needed a water dispenser. So bam, problem. My school, we had thirsty students and we needed a water dispenser. So that is a problem. I thought about, okay, people at my school, we get thirsty, we don't have water dispenser. That's a problem already. I'll share one more example and then maybe you guys can try it out in the comments. So for the app that my friends and I built, one way of ideating such a thing is imagine you're walking around your environment. And what I imagined was parking spaces that were so jammed that only a few people were like fighting, arguing, and so on. And what exactly was going on? Vehicle obstruction. So the problem that our app solved. You guys following? I hope you guys are following. And why should we say, okay, this is a problem? Why should we consider this a problem? Because people get agitated, and when they're obstructed, when their vehicles are obstructed, they find it really, really hard to be punctual. They're late for so many things. Good afternoon. Hi for everybody that's joining. So these are two examples of the brainstorming exercise. So let me take it back to over here. I just want to know you guys are with me. So if you are following, like just two people or one person, think of a person or a place or your environment somewhere, or an SDG, a sustainable development goal. If you don't know the SDGs, just fashi that. You can Google it later. And then think of the what's. What about this person, this place? And why should you consider it a problem? So I'm waiting for responses. I hope you guys are with me. There's a lag in the playback, but you guys have been following since. So Makoko. Okay, you said Makoko. Yeah. What about Makoko? So I don't know if we know about Makoko, but then so Makoko is a place in Lagos where most people live their lives fishing. So I know there was this girl who created an app for her parents to fish because it wasn't easy for them to get fish from the River Rhine area in Makoko to people who wanted to buy. So she created this app for her dad, and she was just a girl who grew up in Makoko. Okay, talking about pollution, I was thinking about fish. Sorry, in Makoko. Okay, so that is a problem. Thank you. That's fine. So let's move on. So it's like, just think of a place, think of your environment, think of what's happening around you. That is an issue already. So thank you. I'm not sure I'm saying your name right. Gayatri Devi. Thank you for that. So let's move on. Remember, design thinking is where we're heading. Before we move into design thinking, I just want to tell you that if you're trying to think of a problem and you can't think of anything, just keep on going. Because when my friends and I started, we thought of so many things that didn't make sense. And then we finally got to where we are. So persevere and keep on being observant, creative, and just having the idea of Ubuntu. I am because you are. Okay, Bagada. Thank you. Now, are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready? Design thinking, here we go. Who's excited? So the first step in design thinking is to empathize. It's already on the slide. So remember, every day I pull trousers. So E is the first one. Every, empathize, have empathy. Similar to finding a problem, but on your step towards innovation, you need to empathize. Basics of empathy is, you know there's this problem. The first thing you need to do is get rid of everything you think about the problem. Yeah? The problem is a problem in your head, but you need to see it as a problem through other people's eyes. So be aware of what the problem is, do a lot of research on it, and then ask people to tell a story about it. So for vehicle obstruction, I went to my mom, my friends went to their parents, I went to people who drove cars who I know were likely to experience that problem. And like, this isn't literal, you can't really get into someone's feelings, but try to think in sync with them. Become one with how they see things. Do questionnaires, do face to face interviews, surveys, whatever it is about whatever you are trying to solve, what you're trying to build an innovation around. You need to get feedback. You need their side. It's not about you, it's about them. It's about who is going to use your innovation. Okay, a problem, thieves stealing things. Thank you, Dawn. That's a good one. So my team, we did a Google form. So this is one of the ways we empathize. This is one of the ways we got feedback. We did this Google form and then we were able to get responses from other people. And it really helped us because from that, we were able to know where people get obstructed the most. And that's how we were able to like target, okay, this is where we need our app to be used. How are we going to do that? How are we going to get churches to patronize this app? How are we going to get supermarkets? How are we going to get somewhere like ShopRite to get people who come to ShopRite to use the app? So we were able to talk to our users, our potential users of the innovation about the problem as well as the solution. I'll leave this before. How did I bring publicity to the Google form? Very good question. Networking. Sorry, I'm answering the question. Networking. So like get people, disturb your friends, tell your friends to share, tell your parents to share, tell your teachers to share, tell your teachers' friends to share. Just keep on disturbing them. I mean, it's good to help people out when they need it. So people will be willing to help you out if you're the kind of person that helps people out as well. Good question, Gayatri. Then you don't really know the problem until you talk to people other than yourself who are experiencing the problem. That's what I've been saying. You can take this away. This is a big one. This is a big pointer for me. Second stage. Woo! Empathize out of the way. So every day I pull trousers. We're done with every. We're on day. And day corresponds with DD, define. Define is very short. Define is sweet because the other stages in design thinking take time. Defining is easier. So defining just means that you need to state your problem. Okay. So you need to state what the problem is actually and make sure it's human centered. I know I'm bringing this up again because it is very important. It has to be centered around humans, around the people that want to use the innovation. A good way is to start with how can we, and then say the problem. For example, how can we make it easier for moms to pick up their groceries when they have kids in their car? So the problem here is moms not being able to get their groceries when their kids are in the car with them. Or in our case, for our problem, how can we, so start with how can we, then insert the problem there. How can we eradicate car obstruction, blah, 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 through the utilization of mobile phones and app technology. I hope we're still here. I hope we're still following. I hope this isn't boring, guys. We're still going to have more exercises. But I hope this has been insightful so far. That's it. That's defining. Next, who can tell me the next, before I move to the next slide, what is the next phase? We've said, emphasize, define. Every day, I pull trousers. What does I stand for? Anybody in the chat section? Anybody in the chat section? Okay, I'll wait like 30 more seconds to see if anybody knows. Oh, yes. Yeah, 3. Thank you, Rashi. Ideate. Thank you, Omalala. Thank you, Dem. Oh, you guys are following. Yes, awesome. So I is for ideate. And here it is, ideation. Now, I wasted time to come here because, yes, Epochi, yes, Pujar, yes, everyone that said ideates. Y'all are on point. I love you guys. Now, I said ideates because, oh, Ife, yeah, ideates. Yeah, Jim, okay, ideates. I wasted time to say idea because this is where the work starts, man. We've been playing since. We said empathize. That one is simple. We said define. That one is simple. Ideation takes time, takes hard work. Let's get into it. Because in ideation, you ideate, you scrap. You ideate, you scrap again. You just have to keep coming up with different ideas. So your ideation is like you're actually doing the solution. For empathizing and for defining, you've just been on the problem. So here we're transitioning from problem to actual solutions. You get. So it's this is where like I said, this is where the work starts. It's on the slides. Now you have to think of different ideas. Don't be streamlined to one thing. Think of different ways of solving the problem. And we're going to do an exercise on this soon. But for your ideation, you have to have different ideas. I hope you guys like my slides, by the way. Then challenge yourself to think outside the box. You can do there are different ways of thinking. Make a flow chart, mind map, have like a piece of paper in front of you, do different things. How do you get from point A to B, problem to solution? Put it down, write it down, put it on pen, paper, draw, sketch, use boxes, use arrows, use stick figures, use sticky notes, use markers, use pens, use anything, let it out. It's important. I hate this stage because I always thought like I can't draw. Why should I idea? Nobody cares if you can't draw. Write it out with your pen, write it out with your marker. Draw like that. Who cares about your drawings? What they care about is innovation. Oh, thank you. You like my slides? Yay. So then convey your idea in your own way. Yeah. So that's basically some of what I just said. So, but do what suits you. I'm not forcing you to draw or use markers. So convey it in your own way. And then after you have all those ideas, you definitely have to pick one solution. So your pros and cons after weighing them. Now let's do this as an exercise. Who loves SpongeBob? SpongeBob was everyone's childhood. So this is an exercise. Okay, thanks, Sharon. Yes, I did. So we're going to do this exercise. How are we going to get SpongeBob across? This is our problem. SpongeBob is stuck. There's this river in between. Oh no, not innovate, ideas. There's this river in between the grass, and SpongeBob needs to get to the other side. So how is he going to cross over? I want you guys to tell me your ideas. Let's all now. This is us ideating. This is ideation stage. Okay. So SpongeBob, it needs to get to the other side. How is he going to do it? Waiting for your comments. So do you guys understand? So what are the different ways? He absorbs. Thank you. Yeah, he's a sponge, so he would absorb all the water. Oh, you guys are so smart. Boats, but where would he get the boats? Use the rocks to make a solid pavement. That's really smart, Yinka. Yeah, yeah. We Yinka. You know my surname is Yinka. We Yinka. We vibe like that. Use the rocks to make a solid pavement. Okay. SpongeBob is a sponge. He needs to flow to the other side. I like you. You're a thinker. Keep a log on the river and walk on it. Yeah, man. That is true. But where's he gonna get the log? He needs something like a log. He can't swim across. He can't swim. Yeah, he can swim. SpongeBob being SpongeBob can just remove his stretches and fast to Ife, you're a vibe. You're a vibe. Yeah, that's true. SpongeBob could do that with the boats. Okay. So I love your ideas, guys. So let's move on. Now, these are the different ways I thought of. So build a bridge, but with what? Look for a bridge. But where will you see it? Try jumping over. Maybe that could work. Wait for help. That's not a bad idea, but how long would he wait? And swim across. Well, I think that's the best option. He can stretch, swim across. So you guys understand, yeah? Like this is how to ideate. The top idea is what you then take to the next stage. You weigh your pros and cons. I said it in like the last two slides. You weigh your pros, you weigh your cons. You have to know, okay, which one is the best idea, which one can be prototype, which one can be made a solution, and that's how you know which you're going to take. Okay, I've given off the next stage, and I'd like to point this out quickly. your process, our design thinking process, yeah, it doesn't just go empathize, define, ideate, prototype, test. No, you can empathize, then go to define, go to ideate, and still come back to empathize. Because when you have your idea, you might want to get feedback. You can go to prototype, come back to empathize. You can test and go back to redefining. So it's important to know that design thinking is not like one way. It's not just every day I pull trousers. It's like different things. Oh, I love you guys. You guys are so, I love your interaction. It's really, really awesome. What's the meaning of innovation? Yeah, it's a cycle. It's a cycle, Pavnik. Oh, your head is there. It's a cycle. So it's a cyclic process. What's the meaning of innovation? Innovation just means to create, to think outside the box, to be a thinker, a solution giver, problem solver. Innovation is ideas. Innovation is new. I hope that answers your question. So in the end, after all is said and done, SpongeBob gets to the other side, even though he walked on water here, which I don't think would have been possible. But he walked on water. Sorry, I couldn't get a better animation, but he got to the other side. So moving on. Now, prototype is the next stage. Are we ready? Prototype. I love the word prototype. It just like rolls off. Prototype. Now, after ideating, you want to prototype. I remember what I said. After weighing your pros and cons, you have to take the one that's the best and create a prototype out of it. Innovation is hyper thinking. Yes, Ife. Yes, give them. So prototyping is like, let me just explain it. So prototyping is the next stage and it's just as much work as ideating. Now, this is where things get more technical and complex. Yeah, I love that question. Is he Jesus? I felt like somebody was going to ask that question. So keywords in prototyping. The first one is algorithm, the process to be followed in problem solving operations. So if you guys are people who have done like ICT in school or you've done subjects and mostly ICT, computer studies, you probably know what an algorithm is. It's like a step by step. You guys stop making me laugh in this comment section. It's just a process to be followed in problem solving operations. I just read off my slides, but an algorithm shows your step by step from the problem to the solution. I'll show examples, don't worry. Then flowcharts are like just the diagrammatic way of representing algorithms. If you guys follow, paper prototypes. So all these things, I'm going to show you examples. I'm going to show you how we used it to prototype our app and planning your code. So studio code is just simple. If you know what programming languages are, so I'm sure most of us have an idea of programming. Don't leave me. Use programming languages that we use in program design. So programming languages like Java, Python, and stuff are all nice and well, but you have to have like your studio code. You have to plan your code. I hope this isn't getting too complex. I think the tone went down. SpongeBob got us excited. But we're trying to come back to our prototyping. Then your minimal viable products. So that is like your solution, your innovation, with the minimal things that you need. So for our app, we needed an app that solved the problem of vehicle obstruction. The minimum things we needed was, okay, people should be able to communicate. People should be able to get notified when someone obstructs them and be able to talk to the person who's obstructing them. So those were like, that was the center. That was the MVP. That was just the minor things. So when we want to add sugar and spice, it's not your MVP anymore. MVP is the smallest way you can solve the solution with your innovation. When you add sugar and spice, you have ads, you have different add-ons. That's like updates when your innovation has grown. So I'm sorry, I should have mentioned this. I will be very biased towards thinking about innovation as almost only an app because we built an app. So I'm not only trying to narrow the innovation thinking to building an app or a website or something that's related to a device, an electronic device. No. But I'm trying my best not to, even though I think failing miserably at that. So these are flowcharts. Flowcharts take you from step 1 to step 100 if 100 is the end. Is this all right if we don't know how to code? Okay, Gayatri Devi, yeah, I'm going to get to that. Innovation isn't all about coding. Yeah. So for this flowchart stuff now, for the flowchart process, from start to end, there are different shapes represent different things in the flowchart. Like you can see, can I use this laser? Yeah, so here, so you can see this circle here represents start, also represents end. Then you have this shape, this parallelogram, it represents an input. This here represents a decision, and this here represents a process. So this is a standard flowchart. This is a more childish or rudimentary flowchart that still works, even though it doesn't obey all these shapes. But here we can see a decision is happening over here. So if we understand flowcharts, I'll keep on going. Guys, can we come back to the slides now? And forget about SpongeBob for a bit. Don't worry, we'll have more exercises. Okay, I hope we're following this. So about prototyping. Prototyping is important because you can't create the actual innovation without having the preliminary. How do you build an app? Dami Adibola, how do I build an app? We're gonna get to that. I like it. So can we keep our questions? Because I can't keep stopping to answer all questions, but we'll get to that. So start with a very basic version of your solution. If your solution is to create a pencil that never runs out, so the lead never finishes, start with just a drawing of that pencil, which is not the actual pencil, right? So start with something that's very, is low fidelity. No, there's no assignments, Yinka. No. Or maybe at the end. So, and ensure that in your prototype is your time to get it right before you test it, because you don't want to be testing stuff that doesn't make sense. But you can test and go back to empathy, and test and go back to prototype, because remember, it's a cyclic process, design thinking. And your prototype should be realistic. Please don't prototype an app that is meant to, for example, solve the problem of vehicle obstruction, and on your prototype, you say that the app can transport you from here to the moon. No. Well, that wasn't a very good example, but you understand. So keep things into things that are achievable. Rudimentary means childish, Gayatri. Rudimentary means childish, like very watered down. I don't want to say dumb, but very watered down. And then you will definitely have multiple versions of your prototype. You're going to likely start on paper. Okay, thank you, Coderina. It means very basic. That's a better definition. You likely start on paper. Like your MVP will probably be like the last. Remember what MVP is? Minimum viable product. It'll probably be like the last thing you need for your. Probably like one of the last prototypes. Sorry. Your MVP might end up being your first actual implemented app innovation version. Now, this is not a very good picture, but this is a flowchart that my team and I made for our app. This is one of the first flowcharts we did. And as you can see, it follows a step. So here we have launch app. So this is the start. And then we go to the sign up or login page here. And remember, this diamond represents a decision that needs to be made. Yeah, people might think that your innovations, I'm responding to Gayatri, sorry I keep pausing, that your innovations are unrealistic. But I mean, to you, keep it realistic to you. If to others it's unrealistic, that's fine. If to you it's realistic, that's fine. Do you get? I'm not saying make it realistic for other people. Make it realistic, make it something you believe you can achieve. Because those people who thought outside the box and were seen as unrealistic to others became realistic because they believed it was realistic. So don't do something that you don't think is realistic. And it's good to have somebody that can keep you in check sometimes. Not somebody that will kill your vibe or kill your motivation, but somebody that will be able to keep you in check to tell you that this is a bit too far-fetched. have Nika. I've talked about what the app was about, but I'll come back to that at the end so you can keep your question. So this is the process. Sign up or log in, you make a decision. If you're signing up, you're putting in your identity, another process. If you're logging in, putting in your user information. When you want to log in, you have to supply information. But either way, both sign up and log in leads to your profile page. So all this other stuff would be nice to go through, but I don't want to waste too much time on this. So I hope you understand what the flowchart is. It's just step-by-step process, use the right shapes. I'll revise what the shapes were about. Oh, I like that quote. Innovation should be embraced by the world by Isaac Newton. Thank you, Dami. I can revise what the shapes are about. So if it's a circle, it means start or end. If it's this diamond, it's a decision. So when are you going to make a decision with your, if it's an app, when are you going to make a decision with the app? Then this here is a process, something that has to be done, whether it's input, sorry, this is input or output. So taking information or spitting out information. Then here, this is a process, so something that will happen. What a funny question. No, there is nothing like a maximum value product. So guys, we're almost there. We're at the second to the last stage. I hope you're enjoying this. And this is a paper prototype. So this was what we did. We created this and our app looked like this on paper. So it's really good to draw it out. If you want to build an app, fine. If you want to build a website, maybe you can get like a laptop version of this and design. People do use softwares online to do something like this. I really prefer hand sketching. So our graphics designer in our team, Tanya, she worked on this and she's great. She's honestly great. So she did this. She did our paper prototyping. We brainstormed together, but she's the one that makes it look pretty. That makes sense. And whoa, last stage, guys. Ooh, last stage. We're at the testing stage. Who's excited? Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. Wow, you guys are arguing in the comment section. Let's see. Were people ready to share their information, such as vehicle number and other things, with you for a test run? Yeah, not publicly. We still have a very small community. The app is not out yet. So it's something that takes a lot of time and development. What we have is a prototype, like an MVP, and we used a rudimentary version. We never thought that Tesla could get us alternating current, but he did. Yeah, fair. Preach. Innovation is our imagination and not knowledge. It is unlimited to what we know. No, wait, sorry, that's innovation is unlimited. Nice. Dami, you're coming with these quotes, though. I like these quotes. Okay, so testing, 1, 2, 3. Test stage, we are here. Last stage of the design thinking process, even though I will still say some things after, but we'll be rounding up soon. We're here for like 30 minutes. So we're going good. And once I'm done, I'll round up so we can ask questions. Are we ready for the test stage? Let's get it. Oh, I brought this back. I just wanted to reemphasize this. So there's some things that we're reemphasizing, like people-centered and cyclic design thinking. So design thinking has different, you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, you can go 5, 3, 1, 2. Okay. So I just wanted to bring this back because even in the testing stage, you can go back and redefine. You can see it here. Testing stage can take you back to the definition. So I like to call testing empathizing with your prototypes over and over again. So your prototypes, you just want to keep trying them out and seeing which works for you. Yeah. Which works best. Think of this as an extension to the empathy process. The empathy was the first stage, and empathizing. And why it's an extension is because when you're testing, you have to be in close contact with the users, the people who use the innovation. So you want them to be right by your side as you're testing. So you're empathizing and testing simultaneously, kind of, because you need to get your feedback and stuff. You might have to go through several testing cycles, yes. And each prototype does serve as a conversation. Yeah. So every prototype is a way to communicate with the people who end up using it. So the first phase of design thinking is super important. It's there throughout. It shouldn't even be called the first phase. It should be called the ultimate long-lasting forever phase because it stays from start to finish, from finish to start. It's omnipresent. Yeah. So it's always there, it's always needed. And then test on people who might use it in one day. What did I mean by this? Test on people who might use it in one day. I don't know what I meant here. I don't remember even typing this, but that line, not exactly sure. But test on people. Okay, I think I meant just test on people who will use it. Okay, who might use it one day. Okay, I was reading it, who might use it in one day. Sorry guys, sorry for the confusion. So who might use it one day, yes. So you're not if for our app, we didn't go to 5-year-olds. We went to 42-year-olds who have kids that they drive to school and go to markets and take them there. Do you get it? So you test on your potential market. I can't see this. Okay, yeah, you can do a demo video. Sorry, I couldn't read that first. So you can do a demo video. It's like a pitch video, but a demo video is like, it just shows how it works. So if you download an app, you usually have these tutorials. Sorry, I keep going back to the idea of an app. It doesn't have to be an app, but that's the easiest one for me. You see these tutorials. So a demo video like tells them how to use step-by-step process of how to use it. Okay. Okay, so these are some screenshots of the prototype, not the real thing. The real thing is still a work in progress. And a lot of things have happened. So this is what we submitted for the competition. This was our MVP prototype. And these are just screenshots of the app, basically. So you can see it looks very rudimentary, very basic, very childish, doesn't look professional because your MVP doesn't have to be perfect. But this is not what we put on the Play Store or the Apple Store. No. This is just, what we ideated with our paper prototypes. We had to code this, design this, and I'll tell you what we used. So there's this software. Okay, let me quickly just run through the app again because someone's asking what the app is about. Vehicle obstruction. Okay, no problem. You went there. Vehicle obstruction is a problem that many of us face in Nigeria, in populated countries like India as well. So leaving your car, or if you are with your mom or dad, you guys leave the car, someone comes and parks behind you, beside you, in a way that will stop you from being able to go out. So what the app does is it notifies you, as long as you're registered on the app, it notifies you when someone will park behind you. And once you get this notification over here, you are allowed to click on this and start a conversation. So this was a prototype that wasn't fully functional. So the real app is a work in progress. I hope that explains it well. So over here, like once you store your location, it tells you where you are. And then if you leave your car, if you go and buy chicken, buy fish, leave your car, when you're buying the chicken and fish, you get this notification on your phone that, okay, this person is obstructing you. Sorry, Yinka, this class is almost over. I'm very, very sorry. So this person was obstructing you and everything. So let's move on. Now, I'm almost done. I'll answer your questions later. So briefly, let's talk about coding very briefly. So I want to tell you what we use for our prototype. We use this software called App Inventor. So it's like a drag and build. App Inventor is for Android apps. There's something similar called Thunkable for iOS apps. It's like Scratch. Sorry, Yinka has put me under pressure. I'm so sorry. This class is long. I just wanted to go into detail and say as much as possible. Drag and drop. So it's like Scratch. App Inventor is like Scratch. Thunkable is like Scratch, but it's for apps. It's more advanced than Scratch because you have to like code. The block sections can get advanced. You have to link into databases and Firebase, and you have to do a lot of algorithms and pseudocoding. Remember, I explained this earlier. What an algorithm is, what a pseudocode is. Before you even don't start coding, do not start coding. That was a mistake we made. Don't start coding. If you want to code, don't start coding. App Inventor makes it easy to code. You don't have to type like HTML and Java. And you just drag and drop. There's some things you type, but it's like Scratch. So you can build an app on App Inventor. I taught a class once, and I had students who built an app that tracks as you walk. It tracks how many steps you've taken. So that was in 2019, last year, summer, like a year ago. So I taught these students and they used App Inventor and built their apps. So it's like it introduces you to app building and it makes it really cool. I have resources I'll be sharing if you send me an email, by the way, for how to download App Inventor, how to get textbooks, how to do so and so and so. So I'm rounding up. Then quickly before I round up. So we've talked about design thinking throughout. Will it last forever? No, 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 no. So what's next? After you've done your design thinking, empathize. If every day I pull trousers, you've done everything, you've recycled, you've done it over and over again. What's next? Make it a business, then implement. So that's the stage I'm basically in with this app, making it a business and implementation. Because of time, we won't be able to go too much into being an entrepreneur. But coming soon, hopefully there might be like a follow-up session. So we might have another class where we just talk about how to make this a business, how to make money, how to do a business model, business plan, do your market research, market survey, everything, financial plan. Oh, that thing took us time to do a financial plan. It's tough, but we'll get it done. So yeah, we'll have a follow-up session on entrepreneurship and how to make this a business. So we've covered design thinking and innovation, everything. So let me quickly question and answer. I'm sorry I've been ignoring your questions. She's fantastic in class, splendid time management skills. Oh, Ife, thank you so much. How to manage your time. Ife, don't hype me. Don't hype me. You're the one that's supposed to be teaching your class on how to manage time. You are. Okay, an entrepreneur is a business person, Gayatri. I love how you ask questions a lot, Gayatri. Entrepreneur is somebody who is a business person. You're a person who's into taking risks. Entrepreneurs take risks. They start up their own businesses, companies. They just build something out of almost nothing and they put their best foot forward. Okay, what's the software? App Inventor. Yeah, the app maker coding stuff. App Inventor. I'll share the link in the comment section shortly, so you guys can check it out. It's online. App Inventor is online. So while it loads, you can be sending in your questions. I just want to answer as many questions as possible. Oh, and by the way, you can send me an email. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. We can keep the conversation going. If you have an app idea, have an innovation, and you need guidance, resources, I have lots of them. The software is App Inventor. Like I said, I'll put the link to it in the comment section. How do we download the app? Is it our app or App Inventor? Please be specific. App Inventor is dope. Yes, it is. Thank you. Is that a good idea? If there's any questions I haven't answered, please put them back. Okay, thank you, Coderina, for coming to my rescue. Intrapreneur and entrepreneur. Thank you so much. So any question I've not answered, put it in the Kochi in Jersey. Whoa, I love that you have ideas. So I'm about to type App Inventor's link into the comment section. So that is the link to App Inventor. I have a book on an ebook on App Inventor. I've typed it there. Okay, why did we name our app Frost Park? Ooh, when we started, see, this is the problem with ideation. As a team, you have to do like 3 against, we were 4, 3 against 1. Okay, thank you, Coderina, for sending. Yeah, I'd love to do a session on App Inventor. So Frost Park, we named it Frost Park because we were, the reason we named it Frost Park is funny. Don't laugh. It doesn't make sense looking back. So we thought that people were heated. People get heated when they get angry and they're having arguments with people when they obstruct their cars and stuff. So now why don't we bring the ice? Why don't we cool down the heat and call it? And we thought of frost. And then park is obviously because it's about parking. So frost is like we cool down, we bring down the temperature, we bring down when the situation gets heated and when people are arguing, you obstructed my car, you obstructed my car. We're like frost was like cool it down. Looking back, we're changing the name. Frost Park. No, we were younger. I don't like the name anymore. So we're changing the name for the actual app that will be out whenever it is out. Thank you, Coderina. So I'd love to do a session on App Inventor. If you guys would be there for that, can you say in the comment section so I know if I should actually prepare for something like that? I'd really love to do a session on App Inventor. Like when I taught the class on App Inventor, it was great. It's just App Inventor can get really frustrating, but to introduce you to the basics would be awesome. And then I would have the chance to share the ebook. So let me know. Okay, Coderina's definitely for it. Okay, guys, so that's really the end of the session. So Coderina and I will talk about doing an app inventor session. Bye, Dami. Thank you guys for joining. I really hope you had fun. Thank you for asking questions. Thank you for interacting. I hope you enjoyed the SpongeBob session. Hi, my dad could use the app lol. Okay, Kochi. Frost Park, such an innovative name. Oh, you like it? You like Frost Park? Well, I don't like it anymore, but if you like it, oh, that's really sweet. But you won't get it until we explain why the name is Frost Park. But still, so okay, you guys are up for app adventure class. So let's expect that. Thank you guys. So that's the end of the class. If you have more questions, I'm still here until you guys are ready to leave. Holy Sponge. So I hope you loved the SpongeBob section. Thank you. I'm really happy you liked it. Thank you. Oh, the app is not out yet. I've already said that. Currently in development. That's my answer to Bliss. Thank you guys. Oh my gosh, can I save these chats? I have to save these chats because this is so sweet. Oh, Mofe, I see you by the way. Mofe, thank you for coming. Yeah, walking on water, SpongeBob. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. I was I was 15. Yeah, I turned 16 end of last. No, I was 14, 14, 14. Okay, I turned 15. That's when I started working up. So I'm 16 now. So that was like end of 2018, December, and I turned 15 in December. So that's when I started working. So I'm already 16. The app is in out. App development does take time. Oh, thank you. You like the way I teach. Thank you so much. Okay, the video is on YouTube. Okay, yeah, you guys should come up for the next class on iOS development. And the people talking to you about the iOS development are like guys from University of California and Berkeley, and they're like top notch. They're university students, they're building their own app already, and they're going to teach us how to do iOS apps on a more advanced scale than just App Inventor. Subscribe to Coderina, guys, now, please. If you want to do one thing for me, subscribe to Coderina on YouTube. Okay, the views are going down. Bye, guys. Bye. Wait for you guys to leave. Bye. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being a part of the session. Did you watch it?